Maintenance on the sleeve style connectors is very simple. For the most part, it's going to involve replacing the main seal O-ring on the front of the connector here. To replace it, it's best to use a sharp pick and have a seal pack from FasTest that has the correct seals for your connector. To get at the seal, just get under it with the pick. And in case of an old damaged seal, you can go ahead and poke the seal if you really want to get it out. It's in there pretty good with the groove. They aren't always easy to come out, but you can get them out. So you set that one aside and grab a new seal from your pack and simply just place it on by hand. You won't need a tool for that part. Get it in there, make sure it's fully in the groove, and that's it. Typically recommend replacing these every 3 months or so, or every 1,000 cycles, whichever comes sooner. Another maintenance item on these sleeve style connectors is the piston nut. This piston nut is present whether you have an RPV pin or not. It's on all these connectors, and periodically you're going to want to make sure that this nut is tight and hasn't backed out or loosened. To do that, we've got this torque tool. It's part number G540 RPV-TK, and it's got the correct socket for engaging with the piston nut. Now, on a connector with a female body, 90 degrees, or a male body with an elbow on it, you probably won't need another tool to hold the connector while you do this torque check. But in this case, I've got a straight through male body, so you want to have a tool, a wrench, adjustable wrench, or a 5/8 inch wrench to engage with the flats on the body. So I'll do that here. You'll set your wrench onto the flats and grasp it firmly. Use your torque tool, push on firmly, and you'll hear and feel a click when you have torqued the nut. Do that to all the connectors on your line every once in a while to make sure that everything is tight. Another maintenance item you'll want to check periodically is the function of the RPV pin. The RPV pins for the number 1 style pin on these connectors is retractable, and we have a tool here. This is part number G580 RPV-PT. You'll use this tool. It has a little depression in it on this surface that interacts with the tip of the pin. So in this case, the pin is out, and we want to make sure that it can go in and it's free to move. In some cases, you want to fill certain valves with the pin retracted, non-RPV 540s, etc. So to do that, line up the depression with the pin. You'll feel it engage, push in, and turn 90 degrees. And you'll feel it land in a detent, and now the pin is retracted. It's still sticking out maybe 1/8 inch or so, and that is perfectly normal. And to get it back out, to extend it, you do the same thing. Engage the pin, push in a little bit, and you'll feel the pin extend. If the pin is bent or damaged in any way and does not easily slide up and down, you want to replace the pin and the spring, potentially the nut as well. You can contact FasTest for those kits. Replacing the RPV pin is fairly easy. To do so, you'll want the proper kit from FasTest with the proper pin for your part number shown on the screen. You'll also want the RPV nut tool, torque tool, part number G540 RPV-TK. So to do this, again, if you have a female body or a male body with a 90-degree elbow, you'll be able to use just your hand to provide enough torque to remove and replace the nut. But in my case, I've got a male body and I've got not a whole lot to grab onto, so you can use an adjustable wrench or a 5/8 inch open-ended wrench to help you out here. So again, use your tool, and you'll want to remove this nut. So back it out. There you got it backed out. And this takes off the piston nut, and the RPV pin came out with it. Usually you'll be able to, if the pin is damaged or bent, you can still take it out of the nut. If it's really bent, it might be locked onto the nut. You might also need a replacement nut as well. There's a spring inside the piston here. This will come in your kit. You'll replace that as well when you replace the pin. To put them back together, use the new parts that you get in your kit. Put the spring down inside the piston. Go ahead and quickly put together your pin and nut. Now I like to put it in the position where it's extended. This keeps you from having to fight the spring as you're installing the nut. You can have it in the extended position. This is kind of how that detent works. But then you're just fighting the spring. So go ahead and put it in the extended position. Start it by hand first. Get it as far as you feel comfortable with. You'll feel it bottom out. It's pretty easy to do by hand, but then you're going to want to go ahead and with the final torque, use your tool like we did before. So in my case, I'm going to use the wrench again, engage the nut, and feel the click, and your replacement is complete.
Full operating instructions and replacement parts are available on our website.
If you have any questions, reach out to FastSales at FasTestinc.com.
Thank you for being a valued FasTest customer.